All right, kind of a deep topic, but it probably affects more people than we realize and we want to admit. I have been honored by three men that, for the first time, they've opened up about sexual abuse they were put through as a child. Um, I am honored and blown away, but we had that kind of connection, and the universal thing was they were still dealing with this into their 30s and 40s. And guys, if you've had this happen to you, or physical abuse, even emotional abuse, if you haven't dealt with it with a coach, with a counselor, with a therapist, you're still dealing with it. What you don't deal with, you deal with all the time because it's always there under the surface, bubbling up. Okay? And these men, all three of them, hadn't forgiven themselves for something that they did nothing wrong in. That's the thing. They hadn't let go of this feeling of shame, wrongness, or that they did something wrong. And I'm here to tell you, brother, if you've had somebody abuse you, no matter what kind of abuse, you were a kid. You didn't deserve it. There is nothing in this world that makes it appropriate to abuse a kid. Nothing you can do wrong that could be a justification for it. And the only thing worse than having this done to you is if you tried to tell somebody and you weren't believed. And if that happened to you, brother, I'm sorry. This is not a fun topic to talk about. Quite honestly, with those men, it was like a gut punch when those calls were done, because it took it out of me for a variety of reasons. But it's one of those things when you're that open and emotionally vulnerable. It's one of the few times on a shorter session, not a retreat weekend or something, where there is lingering effects for me in having those conversations with men. The only thing that takes more out of me is when I have a man who is struggling with getting too close to the end of thinking the solution to all of their problems is self-deletion, which is never the answer. Again, a lot of responsibility. I've made other videos on that. It's a tough one, but I think what gets overlooked, because nobody ever wants to talk about, is abuse when they were kids. And so I want to encourage any man watching this video who has been abused in any way, shape, or form, reach out to somebody, whether it's me, whether it's a therapist, a counselor, another coach, someone you feel like you can open up to. And you didn't do anything wrong. It's really important to understand that. You did nothing to deserve it. And if you haven't forgiven yourself and you haven't let go of this burden you've been carrying around, it's going to continue to cause you problems, even when you're not aware of it. All right? So down below is my contact information. If you need somebody to talk to, reach out. But whatever you do, talk to somebody, address it with somebody. All right? You're not alone in this. There's a lot of people who've gone through this. There's a lot of men out there that were abused as boys, and it's not okay. And you need to deal with it, or you'll continue to deal with it the rest of your life. Because you're whole, You were good, you were complete, and you didn't do anything wrong, brother. So I want you to remember that. And I don't want you to be punishing yourself with the I should have done this or I caused it because. No, you didn't. You did nothing wrong. The adults who abused you are the ones who did something wrong. All right? Please reach out to somebody. I know this is a little bit of a tough topic for some people, but I just wanted, after some conversations last week, I just realized I needed to make this video so that it's out there so men can realize they're not alone. All right, brother. You have a good one.